Good evening, guys, and welcome to the first G.S.I Halloween event of the year. We're off to Twin Lakes. Joining me, as usual, we've got Vic behind the camera. Show everyone your hand, Vic. She is there. James is driving. Give everyone a wave, James.
Hello.
No, we've got no Ralph tonight, unfortunately, because he was in the boot, but he was straight on at the roundabout. Sorry, I'm directing as well. He was bricking it last year, and he went away and he didn't sleep for 2 weeks, so he's not coming out. He said he's just not doing any Halloween events this year, so you're definitely going to see Vicky a lot. Definitely me. James is going to come to the odd one or two because he's got some plans already. But yeah, going to direct him because he doesn't know where he's going, and we'll put you back on when we get to Xtreme Screen Park.
So, Hoodoo Voodoo. John.
Oh, John's going first this time.
I think we should change the name to Hoodoo Doodoo.
Hoodoo Doodoo.
I enjoyed that one last year, but it seemed very short. The leg grabs and the stuff were much better than last year, but that was due to COVID. But this year they could touch you, which was good. He got some good leg grabs, some flicks in the air, like you say, and stuff like that. The second half, I think I saw 2 actors in the whole thing, and we just sort of like walked through it like we was out for a stroll. The theming was okay, the lighting was okay, but I thought it was quite empty is the best word I think I'm left with. Empty, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the first bit was a lot better than last year with the more, obviously, more touching the legs. I was really waiting for that poke in the ear, but I didn't get it. The last bit was too short again. But I got bored halfway through. You know that door you go through, it looks like it's the end, but then there's another bit to it.
When you go,
so we got to the doorway and I was kind of hoping that that was the end of it, but it wasn't. There was another bit, and then, like John said, not much happened, so I just think a few more actors in there at the end. What was it, 2 actors did you say?
I saw 2, I think.
2 actors, but it was like you just walked past them and they didn't do anything to you. So improvements to be made still. That's the 3rd or 4th time we've done that. 3rd.
Out of 10?
So 6.5.
I'm starting off with a 4 for that one.
It was very disappointing. The things that went over your head, you could still see through them, so you could still see the light. We had people in front that were just, it was just atrocious with that. And then the scare factor, 0. Like absolutely 0. Like I say, I think it was too bright. For me, the lighting was too bright. It wasn't scary enough because it was too bright. The things that go over your head too thin, and the whole sense of it, I'm giving it a 3.
3? I think that's a fair comment, to be honest. Right, I shall pass the camera back and we shall go for a wander around the park.
Ivy House, sorry, not Ivy House. Ivy House was a lot scarier. So this was
Belvoir Manors, Beaver Manors.
Beaver Manors?
Exactly.
Belvoir.
Manners, yeah.
Go on, lad.
You want me to go first?
You may as well.
Right.
I can see you itching.
I wouldn't be disappointed if I never went in there again. That was absolute rubbish. The only thing I enjoyed was the little things inside the glass windows.
The very end.
Yeah, they were very good, but I don't think we got even one scare in there. It was just like walking through an abandoned building and then coming out the other side for me, so I'm going to give that a 2.
Lowest ever, I think.
2.5 then.
Still the lowest ever, but you know,
That's because he gave such a high score to the hoodoo, voodoo, you
Yeah,
do.
I'm glad I gave that 6.5 now.
You
That was
do.
6.5 compared to that last one. But it's just a shame we can't film inside and show you guys how rubbish that one was. So yeah, 2 out of 10 for that one.
Okay, John.
You know what? I thought it was better than last year. I mean, it's subjective to each person individually, isn't it? The things at the end, like you say, you got heads in cases at the end with hands growing out of them and numerous teeth growing all over the heads. They were good. As James says, it was like more walking through an abandoned building, but that's what we do anyway, is we go site investigators. So I quite enjoyed that.
Here.
You do want scares, yeah, I know.
Nothing happening.
And all the actors sort of did was sort of like pop out really slowly and ask if you wanted surgery. There was no jump scare or anything like that, you know. For theming and the atmosphere for it, I'm going to give it a 6. I gave it 5.5 last year, so I'm going to give it a 6. Yeah, I am.
Well guys, if you actually want to be scared, then please can you have a look on our YouTube and see Ivy House, because Ivy House is so much scarier than that and you don't have to actually leave your seats. So that in comparison was like going to your grandma's house.
Yeah, I can see the resemblance. Yeah.
So I'd say it was like going to your grandma's house, or the smells of your grandma's house. It wasn't actually that smelly. I was expecting it to be a bit more
smell pods
smelly.
in there, no.
Yeah. So I was expecting it to be a bit more smelly. It just smells a bit fusty, but not actually smelly. The lighting, there was a little bit of strobing on one part, not great. I'd say the scare factor 0.
You take that as red though.
The scare factor 0.
You can take that as red. It's
Like
all...
I said, like it's like going to your grandma's house. It's more of a, you walk in, and there's a piano, and you walk in and there's some meat. Okay, yeah, it's somebody's arm that's cut off, but there's some meat. It's just some meat. And then you've got the things in the glass. They were probably the coolest thing, with the faces all cut and the teeth and everything. Like James said, that was the best part.
Score? Oh dear. Am I the only one that found that one bearable then?
Okay. I'm going so low this year. It's going to be a 4.
And what did you give Hoodoo Voodoo?
3.5.
3.5. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I like that one for mainly for the theming and the lighting. No smell pods.
No smell pods.
Yeah. The thing is, I can't downgrade it from a 5.5 what I gave last year, because I enjoyed it more than last year. So I can't go lower than that because I enjoyed it more.
So yeah, you can't give it a lower score.
So I can't give it a lower score.
Last year. I'm surprised you remember what score you gave.
Oh man, yeah, I know, everything to do. I'm Halloween mad guy. So.
I forgot the following day.
You gave that a 6.5 last year as well. I think they could get it a 6 for the singing, because she was singing "I Want to Be Loved by You." So I remember everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't give it a lower score, and I thought it was a little bit better this year than it was last year. So maybe I was too generous last year. Maybe.
Yeah, but last year it was like the only activity that we did the whole year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And we hadn't been out anywhere last year.
Yeah, I must say it's nice to get out to a Halloween event. It's great. It's just this one's feeling a little bit. It's lacking atmosphere for me. It's not atmospheric at all. Last year it was quite pumping, wasn't it? It was quite.
Yeah.
The street theatre was always on you, and although the mazes weren't great, there just seems to be a bit more of an atmosphere.
There's no street theatre around here, and there should be some around here.
Yeah, because they've extended this. This seems to be the main hub now. It's massive.
John, you look very impressed and happy. And your Halloween spectacular extreme scream night. Are you extremely screamed out?
I think I'm getting depressed.
Oh.
I think.
Do I need to stop recording?
No, I don't think so. I'm not gonna. I mean, we've just been in Ashes to Earth, which is the new maze for this year. It's got like a. Would you say it's? What sort of theme is it?
I don't know exactly. It was a bit of a mixture, wasn't it?
What do you think then? What theme is it?
Like a camping kind
Like
of.
a hippie sort of thing.
Sort of. It was like a camping. Middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It was shit. I'm going to base my score solely on one part of the maze where the caravan. You walk through a caravan.
And it wasn't. No, he was really fat, and he stepped on it, and the caravan tipped to one
tips
side.
up. It wasn't to scare anything, but that was good. Other than that, I feel violated from that one because it was like walking through a field, which I can pay fuck all to do.
Yeah, there were no scares in the field. It was just.
I don't actually know if we've just paid money to walk through a field with a caravan thrown in. I think it's.
It was a funky caravan with the hydraulics.
For the caravan. I'm not sure if it's a 1 or a 2 yet. I'll let Jake go.
I think it was more entertaining that clown walking backwards and forwards past the table than what that maze was. I think I'm going to give that a 1. But saying that, it is a new maze and they will need to make improvements on it, but there's going to be a lot of improvements need to be made.
If they run a bulldozer through it, it would be improved for next year.
Yeah. It's almost like they've not put a lot of thought into that one. They've just got the space and they've banged stuff in.
Yeah, let's just put a path through some corn.
A caravan
And stick
in the
a
middle.
caravan in it.
And that's about it.
Dave, right. Hello, mate. You've got to stop doing that and get a touch on here. When did we start doing snuff films? Are you getting that horse on camera? You might need to zoom out, Nick. That has been the most entertaining part of the night so far. It really has.
That was quite good actually, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's been the most entertaining part. I think for the caravan alone, I'm going to give it a 2. I think. Because it was good. We've not been through a maze with that in yet, so purely for the caravan, a 2.
I'm giving it a 1 for the caravan. Everything else gets 0.
Interested to see on Vicky's.
So, for me, yeah, it was just like walking through a cornfield. The acting was terrible, so the actors that we did come across, we didn't come across very many, but the acting in the cornfield was terrible. These clowns are a lot better.
Hello.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's okay. So yeah, the acting, I think, the words within the acting as well, I think picked up on where you're going, what you're doing here, that way, we don't want you here. I think the best one was, what did he say at the beginning?
We don't want outsiders.
No, outsiders don't like you.
Or something, so I don't know, it was so forgettable. Can't even remember what was said.
So the acting was awful, like it was just like they were popping up and like trying to scare you. Not like a scary kind of actor, it was kind of a in-your-face acting. I think acting on these places should be done, you know, with more scariness in it. Yeah, you know, like it should be more within the deep breathing, more within the looks, more within the following you. Like words don't need to be said on these things. And if you haven't got anything that's scary to say,
Don't say
it's
anything.
best not to say anything. And then the effects, we had a bit that squeezed you, which I don't like. I don't like squeezy things, but it was only short. We had a funky caravan. We had a guy in the corn that came out at us in the corn, and we had a bison that came to scare us through the things.
That was it. 10?
Out of 10, I'm so sorry. I mean, it was new. So, like, you know, if anything was going to scare me tonight, it would probably be that one because it was new. Did I get scared? So, scare factor 0. And for the whole thing, oh my god, it's going to be a 2.5.
Generous, I think.
So it's going to be a 2.5. I mean, they could improve it by so many things. Like there is a lot that they could improve on. So it has room for improvement. It could be good. It has the potential to be good. But I think they need to do more with the corn. I think they've missed a lot of stuff that they could do with that corn.
A lot to that. You need to add a lot to it, all the way from start to finish.
He needs a complete overhaul. It was shocking for me.
So overall score between the three of us, 1.5.
No, you give it 1, I gave it 2, Vic gave it 2.5. So 5.5 between all 3 of us.
Out of 30. 5.5
Out of 30.
And that's generous, I think.
That's not good.
Well, I don't mind you catching me screaming. Come on, children.
I can catch you guys screaming.
You alright? Did you get held up?
I got lost.
You got lost. You got lost? Well, I thought you
Yeah.
were held up. I don't know.
Here he is!
Tickle,
tickle.
No, sorry.
Now, you know them people in there, they love doing that. But the other actors, it's almost like they enjoy doing that.
They
don't
want to be in the maze, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give that a good 8 out of 10.
You give that a
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Go brilliant. They made it fun, didn't they?
I think it was just you go in and you go wherever.
Well, yeah, I think so.
I don't think that there was a in out.
Yeah, enjoyed that. 8 out of 10, definitely.
8 out of 10. James,
9 out of 10 for me.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I've got some good giggles out of that, and they actually tried it there. It was almost like they enjoy doing that. So you want to take the actors out of the free maze and put them in the paid for maze.
Put them in the paid for one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that about an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I that made me smile. I like that. It made me
that's
smile.
another way
They were good. Yeah, really enjoyed that.
Because they
Yeah.
interacted with you. And they're like,
At last, something worthwhile. No queue for Ashell if you want to go and do that bit.
that one was, what was it called?
Ashell Penitentiary.
Ashell Penitentiary. I can't remember if I enjoyed this one last year, but this year I would say there's a big improvement. There's quite a few scares all the way through. There was like no big gaps between scares. It was all the way through. Theming was very good. The smells in there were pretty good, would add to the effect as well. So I'm going to give that one an 8. I enjoyed that one. I think we all laughed in there.
I think so, but we're laughing at each other more than the actors, really, weren't we?
So yeah, best one of the night for me, that one, by far.
More than the free one.
On par with the free one, I would say.
Okay. John.
It was improved more than last year. They had some slightly improved theming. Actors were alright, they were
putting a bit of effort in there. Theming, like James says, good. Nice smell pods and stuff in that one. So, I mean, I think I gave it a 4 last year, so I'll go for a 6 this year. I think it improved. It's the best one of the night.
So this one, yeah, smell pods were good. Strobe lighting. I think the actors were a lot better in this one. They were more in actual theme of the actual maze, so they weren't just coming out with random words in this maze. What did he say?
You're telling lies.
Oh, okay.
He must know you.
So yeah, the actors were a lot better in this maze than the other mazes because they were more in character. Smell a lot better, and the overall atmosphere a lot better this maze. So I'd say this one was probably the better one out of the ones that we've been in.
Out of 10?
I'd give it a 7.5.
7.5. Right, it's 2 to do.
I'd like you to do a dance. Come on, James, that's what I've come for. James, if you do a dance, that'd make my night. Yeah, go on. Thoughts? John.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was alright. Actors, shit.
No, some of them
were alright.
Were quite good. I'd say 50-50 on the actors.
One good animatronic. Theming good, smells good. Yeah, quite like that one.
That was the smelliest.
Yeah, by far that one.
Yeah, quite like that one. It was alright.
Okay. 6. 6?
Yeah, not much to say other than what John's just said, so completely agree with him, and I'll give that a 7.
Yourself?
So that one was good. The actors did give it a good effort, so the actors did actually try. Did they scare us? Unfortunately not.
One came close.
Oh yeah, he nearly
That
jumped.
girl nearly got me from the side because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, he nearly jumped. He did actually nearly jump. So the actors did. If you want to be scared, and you do normally get scared, I'd say that one will probably be a good one for you to go into. Unfortunately, we're just really numb to it.
We know what's coming, don't we? And where it's coming.
Yeah.
Most
So
of the time.
it was really good. Like John said, the smell factor was definitely there. It reeked, and
Smell of that one.
some of the effects were pretty good in that one. I'm going to give it a 5.5.
5.5? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you sure?
Well,
Is that
as
your
it's-
final?
Yeah.
As it started raining, let's move on to the last one.
Do you want a pie?
Pie?
A pie?
Oh, fucking pie.
Would you like a pie? Does it feel like you're going somewhere really scary?
Me or the viewers?
Everyone. Okay, so we have just been to Pie Factory. John, what would you say about Pie Factory? Oh, that's not a good face.
Okay. Yeah, it was alright. Not brilliant, not bad. I don't know if it's just me, but they all seem shorter this year. But actors were alright, scenery was okay, lighting was a bit poor, smells were quite good. I smell of smoky bacon crisp in there, which was quite good. Frazzles. Yeah, frazzles. Yeah, so I think for that one. Yeah,
Out of 10?
5.5.
5.5.
I think.
And James?
Yeah, like John's mediocre, that one. The effects were good, couple of good actors in there, very good actors, similar to the ones down the bottom there. What's that called? That free one.
Oh, Unfair Funfair.
Unfair Funfair, the actors in there, a couple of them in there were about the same. But a lot of the actors this year are just like, they're not bothered to just like step forward.
Nothing
and
to
then
see
crack on.
here.
But yeah, probably a 6.
6.
6. How long has he stood there for?
Ages.
Yeah, so 6 for that one. Not as good as my favourite one tonight. Do you want to do this now or separate? My favourite one tonight is probably Ashell. Least favourite one.
Well, you gave that one down there 1 out of 10.
Yeah, that one. The new one.
Oh, Ashes to Earth.
And which one would you say was your favourite, John?
I think. No, I don't think. Probably the Village tonight. I think just. I mean, it's that and Ashell were pretty much on par tonight for me.
Ashell picked up quite a
Yeah,
lot.
Ashell's the most improved. But the Village it's always been sort of like solid every year to a degree, and it's still the same this year. So I think probably the Village for me. Worst one was that pile of shit down there. You just bulldoze it over for me. Waste of time. It's a waste of the 10 minutes it takes to walk around it.
Was you in there that long?
So, well, yeah, about 9.5 minutes of that was in the corn with nothing there. But yeah, what about you, Vic?
So my favourite tonight was probably Ashell, and my least favourite was the corn.
It was
same. There was just massive difference. It's not like it's even in the same place with the Ashell and the Earth to, what was it?
Ashes to Earth.
Ashes to Earth. It doesn't even look like it's the same organisers that have even organised it. There's that far a difference between the quality of them both. So yeah.
So if we was to say out of 10 for the night in general,
for the night in general, as an overall, probably a 4.5.
value for money
3.
this year, a 3. Fair enough. For the night, Chubby, out of 10.
I'll give it a 5.
And value for money?
3 for value for money. I don't think it's value for money.
So 1.
I'll give it a 3 because they could charge more and people would still pay it, but it is a tad expensive for what you get on the night.
Yeah.
Okay, so overall for the night, John?
I'm going to give it the overall a 6. A 5 of that was for the company, and a 1 for the Village and Ashell. The rest, no. Oh, and the Unfair Funfair as well. That was quite funny. Value for money, solid 2. Absolute extortion this year for me. It's gone up from last year to this year. It's gone up £10, and they've reduced the offering of what they got. Yes, they've got one more maze, but they may as well not have. Waste of time. And 3 or 4 of the mazes that we've been in were just nothing. So they've reduced what they've got from a point of view of, are you getting value for money? No. I mean, yes, you still do 6 mazes, but for some of them you may as well not even bother wandering around them, to be honest, for me. So will we be returning again next year? I don't think so. No, I think we've been 3 years on the run, and it's not just because we do these, we come every year. You expect something a little bit different each year, and it's not been. And this year it's been a massive downturn for me. So yeah, for me, Xtreme Scream's done, I think, until they put their ideas up. On to pastures new next year, I think.
And is there anything that you'd say for them to massively improve on other than increasing the amount of actors around?
Well, they need actors, they need the theming to be coherent with what they're actually trying to sell the product as. Ashes to Earth made no sense whatsoever with no people in there. The theming was poor. I mean, you're in a corn maze, you've got all that corn to utilise it. Have people in it, have speakers in it, so it sounds like you've got things scurrying around you and stuff. You know, the food's too expensive, the entrance was too expensive. Yeah, I'm not leaving overly chuffed tonight, to be honest. You know, like I say, if you're going to want people to keep coming back year after year, you have to improve the stuff that you do have, and they're not doing it. In fact, it's gone downhill this year. So.
And James, is there anything that you'd say for them to massively improve on?
Well, I think John's covered it all there. Just improve on, use the space you've got, like a massive cornfield, add stuff to it, because it's just a gap where you're walking through, nothing's happening, and then you go through a little bit of a house or a
like
building,
an indoor section,
and you'll probably get one scare, and then you come out the other side of that back into another cornfield where nothing happens.
For another 2-3 minutes.
Add stuff to the cornfields. That's all I've got to say about it.
Well, I think some parts are good, but overall I think it is lacking within the actors. It's lacking within passion in some areas as well. Like, so the passion of it, like when you go into the penitentiary, you can see the difference within the passion. And then with some of the mazes, it's like the actors are just there because they've got to be there, and it's not like
just there to pick up the money, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's like they're not acting. Yeah, they're not actually bothered. They're just somebody to go boo, and it is just as bad as somebody going boo. What they could improve on, I mean, they're increasing the amount of things that are around, but they're not increasing on the quality. So I think maybe just focus a little bit on what you've got. Xtreme Screen, focus on what there is already before increasing and putting more things on, and try and better the experience rather than the quantity.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, 100%.
Focus on where you eat, drink, rather than what you've come here for in the first place.
Yeah, there's a lot
The
more
whole
focus on
experience has to
eating
be
and
improved,
drinking
isn't it?
rather than the actual experience, and I think the experience is the main priority, and that does need a little bit of work on within some areas.
It needs a lot of work. Right.
So we'll wrap this up now, guys. So it's been good, but more like for me, mainly it's been the company than the location. But on Thursday, we're all off to Dr. Fright's, I believe they're on Thursday. So you'll be getting a vlog coming from that very soon. Hopefully that'll be better. I can't see it being any worse, unless they bulldoze that as well, but we'll see. So on behalf of myself, James and Vic behind the camera, have a happy Halloween, guys, and we'll see you in the next vlog.
See you guys.